Women can process information at a speed than what men can even perceive. A woman would have processed it and she would have found something out using those information. Your no is your kavacha. If you can't say no, then what are you protecting? Your no is that shield that protects everything that you have built. Every woman is an embodiment of Devi. There's no doubt about it. It's one of the things that women do is by using their willpower to solve problems, and that's the last thing you should use in your life, the willpower. What unique value a woman brings to the family is a divine wisdom by being a Vidya. And a woman is more sensitive in her body than a man. Okay, if you touch a man on his hand, he won't feel a thing, but if you touch a woman, she'll feel a lot of things.
So, Acharya ji, is it possible for every woman to be a Vidya, or is it something which only few special women are born with?
Every woman who can awaken Vidya within her and who can be a Vidya is being a Devi herself. And every woman is an embodiment of Devi. There's no doubt about it. And it's just that you haven't embodied her, you just haven't awakened her. And a lot of women are born like with Vidya shining, but over a period of their life, they accumulate a lot of avidya, and they don't have the right knowledge that will elevate, their true nature by shedding all the avidyas, and they just die, like, having lived a life of avidya. So like let's say, for example, even my grandmothers, they had such wisdom over healing, of whatever health issues they have, like, I mean, whatever health issues a family members have, and they were wise about how to manage the finances and everything. But there were areas where they didn't learn further. There were areas which they didn't take control over, like, for example, their own life choices of whether should stay in the marriage or not, whether, to do the business or not, and they just gave in to other people making decisions for their life, and all these wisdom that they had, it just died with them, and they didn't even pass it on to the next generation. And that's what pains me. I don't want any other woman to follow the same footsteps and live a life of regret. If you can be a Vidya, why do you want to live as anything else? That's simply how I understand life.
So, Acharya ji, why is being a Vidya more than being loving, caring, and supportive? Because that is something which is expected out of us. But can you please shed some light on how it is to be much more than this?
Yeah, being loving, caring, supportive is a role of both men and women. It's not just a function of a woman. Uh, Men also can be caring. Men also can be nurturing. Men also can be loving. Men also can be supportive. Okay, but uh, what unique value a woman brings to the family is her wisdom, is a divine wisdom by being a Vidya. That's what she brings unique to the family. And through that wisdom, she guides, she directs the decisions of the family, and she helps the family members makes the right decisions at the right time, and guides them towards it. Okay, why why do I say that Vidya is a unique function of a woman is because of how our brain is made. Okay, so let me explain this in a very simple term. Let's say your left brain and right brain as, think of it like two cities. Okay, and across these two cities there are highways, which are your neural pathways, your neurons connecting both parts of your brain. Each part does a certain job. One part of the brain is more creative and more imaginative. Okay, the other part of the brain is more analytical and more logical and stuff like that. uh, the difference between a man's brain and a woman's brain is that in a woman's brain, the highways connecting the two cities, the pathways connecting the two parts of the brain are more than a man's brain. Okay, because of that, women can process information at a speed than what men can even perceive. They can't even take such information, but a woman would have processed it, and she would have found something out using those information. And even if you see the the width of the vision for a woman is more than a man. A man can only see to certain extent, but a woman, her the angle of vision is so wide that she can see a lot more than a man. And a woman is more sensitive in her body than a man. Okay, so if you touch a man on his hand, he won't feel a thing. But if you touch a woman, she'll feel a lot of things. She'll be like, she'll say, oh, it's making me ticklish, or it's making me it's tingling me, and it's burning me, like so many sensations women have which men do not have. Okay, that's what makes women unique. Because we are so sensitive, we gather information from around us very quickly, and we gather a lot of information. And because of that information, our brain processes it at such a fast speed. We come up with intuitions, and then we just know whether something is gonna happen or not, whether something is gonna be giving results or not. Intuitively, we just know it. We just know who did a mistake in the situation. Like this is a very if I were to give an example, let's say you see a small portion in a picture where somebody is wearing a watch, only their hand is visible in a picture. A woman will tell you exactly who that man is and how are they connected to that person in the picture, and you know exactly what has happened in the situation even if you were not present in that situation. That's the kind of sensitivity women have, and it is that sensitivity that gives us the ability to have intuition, the ability to know whether something is right or wrong even before it can happen, even if you haven't experienced it before. And that is Vidya. And that's why it's a very unique function of a woman to project the future fast, like long enough to see what is possible in the future and what is not. And I've seen this a lot in my family, right? My grandfather would say, oh, let's use this money to buy this. She'll say, no, 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 this expense is coming in the next 1.5 years, and we have to use this money for this purpose, so let's not use it now, let's keep it. And for me, that used to fascinate me. How does this woman know when to use this money, and why is she not so quick to say, let's use this money? How is she planning it for the future? So later I understood that is her wisdom that she brings uh, to the family. Imagine more such wisdom comes out of women and used for the benefit of their own family, their own uh, community, their own friends, and their own offices and teams. What will happen to the world? And that's what I'm seeing, and that's the mission that I stand for, so that uh, this world can be a better place because women bring their wisdom into the world. Yeah, I hope you got the answer to your question.
Yeah, Acharya ji, thank you so much. That I'm just, I'm so happy just hearing this and this idea that women carry knowledge. Can you please share few more examples how women can experience Vidya in today's day and setup? Like for us, how would we know that we have experienced Vidya?
Yeah. So you would have experienced Vidya at least once in your life so far. You just have to go back to those memories, like the first memory where your heart said, no, and you actually didn't do it, and even though you didn't know why you shouldn't do it, but you just felt like, no, 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 I'm not going to that place. It doesn't feel right at all, and then you didn't go, and it happened to be the best decision for you. Or let's say people asked you to do something, and then you decided, you told them, sorry, no, I can't do this, even though you didn't know. So, or a decision, even though you didn't know why you should say yes to, you did say yes to, and it turned out to be in your favor. So those are the moments. If you see, you might have used your intuition to 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 help someone, even though you didn't know where this is coming from. Your friend must have come to you crying about something, and even though you wouldn't have gone through the same situation, you would have told that person, hey, maybe this is not the right thing to do, maybe this is the right thing to do, and you would have guided that person, and you would have seen gratitude in their eyes towards you. Okay, all those are glimpses of Vidya that is showing up within you. But it's not consistent because of all the self doubt and negative self beliefs you have about yourself, all the avidyas that are, you know, that has masked your Vidya. You are not able to see it. Okay. So, for those of you who are listening, go back into your own life and find out this moment where you you had a glimpse of Vidya in your life, like like Apurva. Like, have you experienced this in your life, like with some of the pointers that I have mentioned? If you can, then share your uh, example.
Yes, Acharya ji, as I was hearing you speak, I could recollect that there was this one particular incident during my college days. I was quite late to attend to my university, and there was a very cramped, crowded bus. And though I was late, I was being pressed for time. I just somehow did not board that bus. Something just, like, I just a voice inside me said that no, don't go inside that bus. And I didn't go inside that bus. And after maybe a couple of minutes later, another empty bus came, and I boarded that. And I didn't know why I took that decision. Later in the day, another one of my batchmate was in the bus which I skipped, and she told me that there was a certain incidents where there were pickpockets and something of that sort happened in that bus. Although it did not happen to
Mm.
her, but she was unfortunately part of that unfortunate incidents. And
Mm.
I don't know how. It's just somehow there was
Yeah,
this thing which was stopping me, and I didn't board
yeah,
it, and I boarded the
yeah,
other bus, and I
yeah,
you can say it was by divine grace I was saved.
yeah. That's right. That's right. And that divine grace is flowing through your heart, and that's why when you listen to your heart, you made that decision, even though you also wouldn't have understood at that point why you're making that decision, which became clear to you later. And this is exactly what I'm saying is divine intuition is, right? And the moment we become aware of this, and we make this divine intuition come out of us consistently, by removing all the avidyas that stop the wisdom from rising, then you start to shine in the world. Then you become someone who's valued, someone who's cherished, someone who's respected by everyone around you. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Acharya ji. That was really, really insightful about Vidya. And I just want to know, how does a woman who embodies this Vidya, how does she look like? How does she walk? How does she behave? Can you just tell us what it is and how a woman with Vidya carries herself?
Yeah. Yeah. So, what you're asking is, what are the signs that how a woman, who has embodied Vidya look like? Okay. So, some of the signs um, are a woman uh, who has embodied Vidya, who has awakened her Vidya, would be very calm and still inside. And she would be grounded and she would be clear in her mind. Like from morning till evening, she will know how her day is going to go. And even if things were to happen, uh, surprise elements would show up, she wouldn't be disturbed by it. And she'll know exactly how to navigate those surprises, how to navigate those obstacles, how to bring in divinity in solving those obstacles. And she will not be feeling that, oh, I have to run this show all by myself, but instead she'll surrender to the grace and say, Devi, guide me, Shiva, guide me, Ganpati, guide me through this obstacle. And she'll just relax into every obstacle that life throws at her way. And uh, so, because of all that, she will be having a very cheerful, attitude in her whole being. Like she'll be cheerful and she'll be happy, and people around her will feel the same energy. People around her would also feel calm, will feel peace, and they will also feel a certain amount of stability and balance, and they'll feel safe, in that environment, because she is bringing that the energy of divinity and the energy of calmness into every place. And she will also, she does not just stop by caring about herself, she also cares for people around her, and she will guide them in a way that is needed for them, not in the way that she thinks what they need, but in a way knowing about them, understanding them, and she'll be able to guide them, and she'll be able to speak with so much clarity, strength, grace, and kindness that uh, you know that there will be no conflicts in the place that she is. She'll be able to diffuse any kind of confrontational conversations with a lot of grace and clarity. And she will not be holding any kind of fear within her, and she knows that every fear is just a inadequacy of her skill, and she'll be turned on by life itself, and she'll be like, wow, what is this life, and I need to figure this out. That's the kind of attitude that a woman who has Vidya will have towards life, and which is what will make her confident, which is what will make her uh, respectable. It's her energy itself will make her you know uh, be respected by others, and she doesn't have to do much. And her communication would be such a way that uh, that she can create a win-win and a win situation at wherever she goes. Okay. And she'll be having so much energy that uh, that if all the problems would just fall off, just by being her in her absolute presence. Those are some of the signs that woman who has Vidya will show in the world. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Acharya ji, for showing us what a woman with Vidya looks like and what are the signs that she is embodying Vidya properly. I want to know, why do women lose this Vidya in the first place?
Hmm. Women lose Vidya uh, because of avidya, which I already explained. So I'll just tell you what are these avidyas, right? One of the biggest avidya is emotion. When women drown in their emotion, they forget to take action. They forget how to go through this life situation. Let's say you had a breakup, or let's say you found your husband cheating you. Now they'll be drowning in emotions of why me, you know, uh, in self pity, rather than thinking why this happened and what can I do about this? How do I get out of this situation? Uh, how can I avoid this from happening again? Right? Instead of educating herself, she'd be drowning in it, and that's the emotion is the biggest avidya. And the second avidya is your negative self beliefs, that that things that you believe about yourself which are not helping you. Let's say a lot of women believe about believe about themselves as I'm unworthy, I'm not, I'm underconfident, I'm lazy, I'm untrustworthy, so those are like punishments that you give yourself, and you tell yourself I am this, and you will not be able to move towards growth when you do all of that. And that's one of the avidya. And the third kind of avidya are your uh, fears and your trauma, like past incidences from which you are not able to come out. Those are the things that stops women from being a vidya. And the moment you say no to all of those things, which you'll be able to just by doing my first level. Just in my first level, I have solved all these problems and more, so that when you come to the second level, you will learn how to say no to others, right? And only when you have said no to yourself, your own internal obstacles, can you say no to everyone else outside you. So this is the journey that everyone has to take. So if you're ready for that, and apply for the 7-day challenge.
So, for our viewers, if any of this is resonating with you, don't be shy. Just go down to the comment section and say what you are liking and click the link. I'm sure your life is going to be transformed completely. Okay, Acharya ji, taking
Yeah.
it one step ahead, what will happen to a woman if her Vidya is dormant?
Now what happens, right? She will lose her authenticity. She will not know who she is. And this is something very commonly I see in women, that now everybody is reflecting others, and they want to have the same life others are leading. You know, let's say you see a couple doing couple vlogging, and now this couple also wants to do couple vlogging. And your colleague does travel vlogging. Now you want to travel just because to do uh, vlogging. But do you even like traveling? Do you like the places that you're visiting? And are you what are your financial plans, and why are you jumping into goals without understanding why you are even starting those things? Okay, those are all the questions you need to answer. Ask yourself and answer: who am I? What do I stand for in the world? What problems do I have to solve for myself and in the world? And what are my goals? What do I want to achieve? That all that brings out your authenticity. Women are lacking authenticity, and that's really sad, because women can create such an environment of impact, change, and beauty, but we're losing all that gifts because we're not in touch with you know ourselves. So I call it the authenticity hijack, the identity hijack, and they question themselves, saying like, uh, where is my life going? you know the sooner this question comes, you will get the answer sooner. But imagine asking this question at the age of 60 and 70. But sooner you understand that your authenticity has been hijacked, then sooner you can get back to your own true self. And when your vidya is awakened, your true authenticity will come out. You will know exactly how you want to dress for your own self, for your own comfort, for your own aesthetics. And you'll know how to speak in your own aesthetics, and you'll know how to present yourself to people, and you know which environment, which situation you should be present, and which are the environment and situations you shouldn't be present, based on your own standards and based on your own aesthetics. And this is what Avidya brings to the table: standards. She really uh, increases the standard, the quality of life, not just for herself and for everyone else around her. And that's what this world is missing. The world is just going around, everything works, right? Everything works right now. You can do anything and still be okay with it. But when Vidya is awakened, she'll bring the standards in the place wherever she is, because being a Vidya itself is a high standard that you hold yourself up to. When you have held yourself up to that kind of a high standard, of course you will hold everyone else around you to that high standard, and which will help everyone around you grow. Okay, so awaken your Vidya. That's the way to go.
Thank you so much, Acharya ji. Uh, I would like to continue asking important question is What stops a woman from being a Vidya? Is it lack of confidence or is it knowledge? Why can't we embody being Vidya?
So, what stops a woman from awakening her Vidya is quite a few things. Okay, the first thing is that the lack of knowledge about how to fix all the energy leaks, how to how to fix the places where all your energy is leaving, and what to do about it. Okay, let's say uh, for some people to even do certain things, okay, it makes them weak. Like let's say they want to wake up early in the morning but they can't. Okay, and they're losing energy to that guilt of procrastination, or they call themselves lazy. So how do you overcome these kind of situations without using your willpower? And that's one of the things that women do, is by using their willpower to solve problems. And that's the last thing you should use in your life, the willpower, because your willpower is a very sacred energy, that is a very divine energy, and it is only to be used in times of great danger. But nowadays we are using willpower for simple things like finishing a project, going to shopping, and going out to do something. We're using willpower very easily because there's a lack of knowledge about how to build energy. Okay, that's one of the biggest knowledge gap that women have, is not knowing how to build their energy so that they don't use this sacred willpower. The next knowledge that they lack is how to listen to their heart, and what to do when your heart says something, and what are your next steps. Okay, and that's the second thing. And the third thing that they don't know is how to structure their thought, how to have a framework where you untangle the knotted thoughts, and you bring it into a string of, a clean string where you know exactly which one to, solve first, and how to solve it so that you don't encounter the same kind of thoughts again and again and again. And this will end, when you have this knowledge, this will end all your overthinking, all your anxiety, all your uh, you know uh, worries and fear about your future, uncertainty, everything. There's one framework that you learn. If you learn this, everything, it'll sort you out for good. Okay, then the next knowledge that they lack is, of course, how to connect with the divinity. They don't know how to speak to Devi, and they don't know how to invite her into their life, and they don't know if she's listening or if she's not listening. How do I know if she's listening? They don't have that bhakti. They've forgotten how to have faith. It happened to me also. So as a child, I grew up with a lot of bhakti. I would go, I remember very fond memories with my grandmother, where I would go to Kali's temple and do a lot of rituals there as a child. And I used to be very happy, used to feel very happy when I used to do that. And when I grew up in my teenage and young adult phase, I became an atheist. I totally forgot about Devi, and I was thinking like, now life is in my control, and I have to take charge of my life. And I lost a lot of energy to that. And when I was in my late 20s, I kind of felt this is not working. Whatever I'm doing is not working, because I feel like I'm pulling the entire weight of my life, and I'm crumbling on, like, on my own weight of responsibilities that I'm carrying on my back. And I really need someone to guide me how to, you know navigate my life. And of course, my guru connected me back to Devi, and he taught me how to connect to Devi, and he taught me how to speak to Devi. He taught me how to invoke Devi in myself, and invite her into every environment I go and do. Okay, whatever I do, I invoke her into those elements. So when I started practicing all of that for a few years, i could i could I could sense her in every situation. I can see the reality that she has created for her. I mean, for me, wherever I go, even in the problems that I have, I see her. I see how she has created a certain problem in my life for me to learn, rather than feel upset about. And I realized that even during the times I did not connect with her, where I became an atheist, she was there. She was guiding me, she was protecting me, because she is my mother as well. She's all our mother, and she's protecting everyone. And I knew that how she has put me in the exact situations for me to know her again. And that itself was like a mind blowing insight and revelation for me, that she was always been there with me, and it's just a matter of reconnecting with her again. So that's biggest knowledge gap about surrender and about bhakti that women don't have uh, right now. And yeah, of course, the skills like communication skills, okay, how to say no to others in a way that you earn their cooperation. You don't make enemies out of them, and you don't hurt them, you don't offend them, but at the same time you speak yourself completely. So that's a very important skill to learn. That comes handy to awaken your vidya. But that comes later, that comes later. What comes first is the skill of relaxing. Then, on top of that, the skill to build your energy. And on top of that, connecting with divinity. And then uh, working with a framework to say no to all your inner obstacles to your own growth. Okay. And this is the level one that I teach, Vidya Shuddhi, where you say no to all the life obstacles that you have put for yourself in your own uh, mind. And in level 2 you can say no to others, okay, for sure, because unless you have said no to yourself, you can't say no to others. And that's exactly what happened to me as well. I could say no to everyone else outside, but I still had fear, or insecurities that oh, what's happening, am I being disliked by everyone, and so many disturbances. And that disturbance should not happen when you say no to people outside. That happens only when you have not said no to your own negative beliefs. So that's the first level. So when you finish your first level, then you'll be ready for the level 2, where I'll teach you all the advanced skills. But no advanced skill can be learned if you do not have mastery over your mind and mastery over your emotions. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Acharya ji, for elaborating that. And I think you pointed out on something very important, and I wish you could explain further on it. Is what is the
Yeah.
role that the society, the family, and an unsupportive environment plays in blocking Vidya for a woman?
I mean, see, avidya is everywhere, okay? We have been learning avidya left, right, center from being a child, going to school, teachers making us shut up when we want to speak, when we want to even go use the washroom, we were not allowed. So we were told to not speak, our mind when we wanted to. So we have learned a lot of such things growing up, school, college, people, family. So girls go, like women get the worst of it because of the way we look and the body that we own, which is they we like, but we encounter a lot of shame over the same they we like body. So we carry a lot of avidya from all of that. But I don't believe in blaming anyone, okay? Uh, because earlier we didn't have this knowledge. So I was also blaming everything until I found my guru. And the day I found him, I only had questions. I didn't have blames, because there's no point, right? Now you're grown up, you're an adult, you're listening to this. So your take up responsibility for your own self and start learning. There is no point blaming fingers who's suppressing what. Nobody can suppress you if you don't suppress yourself. Okay, just understand this once and for all. Nobody can empower or disempower you. Only you can empower or disempower yourself. So if you think someone else outside is pushing you down and suppressing you, which means you are doing it yourself inside as well, for your own self. If you like it or not, that's the fact. So if you refuse to be suppressed, you can't be. If you accept, yes, yes, I am a weak, innocent, victim, person, and these people are suppressing me, of course you will be suppressed, because you have put yourself in that place. You are in a very low energy state, and of course people will do anything they want to do. So let's stop pointing fingers and start learning. That's the only solution to whatever has suppressed you.
Thank you so much, Acharya ji, for answering this question. And moving further, I want to know, how can a woman awaken her Vidya?
By start learning. That's the answer that I have. So I think I've explained this. The first thing you should learn is to achieve inner calmness, inner stillness, and then say no to all the internal enemies of your own mind. Master your emotions, master your thoughts, master your mind, master your energy. Become skillful at increasing your energy. Become skillful in understanding where your energy is going, and stop all those leaks. Then you will awaken your Vidya. So that's the first level, right? The second level is where you learn to say no to others, and that's when you will become a Vidya Sthira. Vidya Sthira is someone who has steadfastness inside them. Nothing can shook, nothing can shake that woman. Nothing can, move her if she doesn't want to. Okay, that's the kind of confidence that you will get in the second level, which is not possible if you have not said no to yourself. Okay, and then the third level, after you've mastered Vidyasthira, where you've achieved that steadfastness, is you will become a Vidya Kalpanika, a woman who can create her own reality, a woman who can create her own life. And when I say her own life, not alone, okay, but inviting the right people, inviting the right set of people to build your life along with others. Okay, build something amazing in this world by being authentically you. Okay, just by finishing the first level, your Vidya will start to awaken, and you will know exactly what is right and what is wrong, and it will be easy for you to ace 2 and 3, the levels 2 and 3. But to ace level 2 and 3, it's not easy if you haven't figured out the level 1. So that's why start with the challenge, the 7-day challenge, and do the Vidya Shuddhi program, which is for a month, and say no to all your internal obstacles and master your mind.
Thank you so much, Acharya ji. And just asking if you can share some practical tips or some practices for our viewers and listeners, which can help them sustain this Vidya and not just have glimpses of it.
The same practices which you will learn to awaken your Vidya is the one which will sustain it as well. Okay. So once you have awakened Vidya, which is only possible when you have built a lot of energy for yourself and you've become physically and emotionally and mentally strong, then you, as you keep doing them, you'll become strong and stronger and strongest. There's no end to how strong you can become, and that's what you will become as you keep practicing. A very simple practice that I want all of you to do, even if you don't take up the 7-day challenge, is that I want you all to go out in nature every day, at least for 30 to 40 minutes. Sit in a lawn, sit on a lawn, under a tree, in a park, put your feet on the ground without wearing shoes or slippers or whatever, and experience the grounding. Okay, ask, Bhuma Devi to support you, to give you strength. And she has been carrying you, but pay respect to her by, uh, by paying your attention to her and say, Ma, I've come to you now. So give me the strength that you possess, and, show me how to be strong like you. Show me how to be stable like you, and connect with the nature, connect with the tree around you, connect with the plants, connect with the grass. Think about them. What are they doing from morning till night? Okay, that's when you will be able to find inner stillness. And of course, when you go to these places, do that breathing I taught you. And there are more such techniques that I'll be teaching in the course, which will help you relax a lot more and become calm a lot more when you go to these places of nature. And as you keep going every day, you will start to build energy to even see what is stopping you in your life. Okay, what are the things you're unable to say no to in your life? Okay, and as you keep seeing this clearly, you will have icha, the hunger to find answers to these questions. And only when you find answers to these questions, your vidya will awaken, right? As you keep answering, every answer is an avidya lost. Okay, every answer that helps you grow is an avidya lost, which means your vidya will start to shine. Okay, and this is how you awaken your vidya, and you sustain it as well. So if you don't do these practices, you will not be able to awaken your vidya, and you will not be able to do it yourself, because, as I said, you need a mentor who can show you the mirror. I explained there are only two mirrors, right? The one is your self reflection, the other one is your mentor. And you need me to show you where you are going wrong and what you can do better at each step of the way. And that's what will help you sustain being vidya. Once you have said no to all your internal bullshit, and you have said no to all the external bullshit, and then you learn how to create your future, then you're unstoppable, right? Then you can go on creating future timelines that you want, which will only enable you to become strong, not just yourself, but everyone around you. And you will pass on that wisdom to your kids and to your family. Every woman who is going to have a child has to be a Vidya. Otherwise, there is just no point, because your wisdom should be given to your child. Otherwise, your child is going to go and learn anything and everything that they want in the world, and you will not be able to help them, and they won't respect you also, because uh, they're very quite sensitive and they're very smart, right? Children know like who to respect and whom to not respect. So if you're not the vidya, then you can't help your child grow up to be a great person. Okay, so it's your responsibility as a woman, as a mother, as a to be mother, or is already a mother, to awaken your vidya, to be that, you know, the light of wisdom to your children.
Thank you so much, Acharya ji, for answering that question. And I think you've highlighted an important aspect. Why is it important for us to say no, for women to say no to protect their Vidya?
Yeah, so your no is your kavacha. If you can't say no, then what are you protecting? You can't protect anything. Your no is that shield that protects everything that you have built, which is including your own identity, just including your own energy, your own body, your own mind. Starts from that. If you can't say no to everything that is trying to attack your identity, that's trying to attack your energy, that's trying to take away your uh, health, or your health of your mind, you have to protect it with a no. Only a no can protect it. And when you say a no, it's like, think about it. All the no that you sorry, think about it like this: a whole pyramid, and where it's built on no, 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 no. When you only say uh, no to so many things, you will know what to say yes to. Until you have said no to everything that you don't want, that doesn't serve you, that doesn't help you grow, that doesn't make you strong, that doesn't build your energy, you will not know what is that yes that will make you strong, that will make you energetic, that will make you successful, that will make you valued, that will make you respected, that will make you cherished. Okay, and that yes to one thing that you will say yes to is to be built on a big pyramid, a mountain of no. And what is this mountain made of? All these inner excuses, negative self beliefs, poor energy management, and not having a good lifestyle. All this you have to say no to first. Then you have to say no to people and places and situations that doesn't make you strong. Let's say someone is saying like, uh, you know, you don't want to get married, but someone in your life is saying no, you should get married. So how are you going to deal with it? How are you going to say no to it? Okay, so now that's the second level of no. The first level of no is to understand whether do I want to get married or not. What is my own decision about it, and what does my heart want, and when do I want to get married? Okay, and saying no to your own beliefs that if I say no to people, then will I be disliked? Will I be abandoned? Will I be thrown out of my house? Will I be seen as a bad person? To all those negative beliefs about yourself, to all those fears that stops you from making the decision, you have to say no. Okay, so first level is that say no to all your fears. Then when you have overcome all your fears, you'll know exactly what decision that you need to take, and you will make the decision. When you have made that decision, you will go speak to whomever has asked you or told you that you need to get married this year. You will go speak to them with so much clarity. Listen, this is why I don't want to get married right now. These are my reasons and this is my decision. Can we please agree on it? So you will invite them into a collaborative agreement. Okay. And that's the second level of no. And the third level is when you will create a beautiful yes, you'll create a beautiful life for yourself. Now that you have said no, no more obstacles anymore for your life. The whole problem of wanting to get married is gone. Now you will create a future. So what do I want to do in my life? Okay, so that's the future. The same goes with any decision you want to make in your life. When do I want to have a child? Who do I want to have with? How do I want to bring up that child? How should my environment be when I bring up that child? So each and every decision, before you make it, you have to be clear of all the avidyas, and you should have said no to everything, every damn fear that comes in your way. Okay, so that's why no is a very sacred energy. It's not a word, it's an energy, it's protection, it's a kavacha that you wear around yourself as a woman to protect yourself. And if you have unlocked this kavacha, then you are already becoming a vidya. That's why this program that I teach is called She Said No, because the moment you start saying no, you you start becoming a vidya. Yeah, I hope I answered your question.
Yes, Acharyaji, as wonderfully as you've put it, and I think a lot of this is resonating with our listeners also. And one more thing I would want to ask is why does the world today need more women to wake their Vidya? How will it help the world transform? What would it be for society or the family? Can you please shed some light on this?
Yeah, so it's easy. Look around, see what's happening around you, and if you care a little bit about the world, you will see that our people are dying at a very young age, and you see every now and then, this whole year I've been seeing once in a month someone or the other is dying on the stage. A 20-year-old, a 25-year-old, a 30-year-old, a 40-year-old. in while going to, while working out in the gym, or while singing, while doing what they love on stage, they're just dying of heart attack. And there's so much pollution in the world, and our forest is dying, and there's so much of confusion about relationships within the family. And every now and then a new kind of relationship comes up, like situationship, and you know stuff like that. And kids are getting addicted to phone, and women don't have energy to control. And they're saying, I can't control my child from using the phone. If you can't control a child from using the phone, how can you give the best of wisdom to that child? Like, it's just a phone. Can't we come up with a better solution to engage a child other than the phone? So all these things are so pathetic, and when we are feeding children poison in the name of food, and we don't even know it's poison that we are feeding the children and feeding ourselves. Women at a very young age are having PCOD, PCOS, infertility, all those issues. So why all of this is happening? There is the the feminine wisdom has not been awakened. That's why, if a woman has awakened her Vidya, she'll know exactly what to do in the family. She'll see the people, she'll see her child being hyperactive, or not being able to eat well, and she'll think, why is my child behaving like this? What can I do about this? So what is this child doing that it's not good for him? It starts at that level. It starts at home. Change starts at home. And if one woman in every family awakens her Vidya, the whole family changes. Imagine what can happen to a community if 1,000 women become Vidya. Okay? Imagine what will happen if lakhs of women become Vidya. Don't you think the world can be a better place? Of course, it can be. And that's the vision that I'm going after. Because me being a Vidya, like me being a Vidya, I'm able to help thousands of women. If thousands of women become Vidya, they will be able to help lakhs and crores of people. And isn't it an amazing vision? This is what we all should aim for. First, awaken Vidya in ourselves and help the immediate people around us using the wisdom that Devi has given us. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Acharya ji. You have shown us what it is to be with Vidya and how a society would transform when Vidya is all around us. But women do not know how to begin. And for our
Yeah.
viewers, listeners who are going to connect with the She Said No program, how can they learn Vidya from you?
Start with the 7-day root and rice challenge, where I'll be teaching you how to ground yourself, how to connect with nature, how to build your energy, and how to start relaxing. Okay, so once you do that and qualify yourself for the Vidya Shuddhi, I'm not taking, if you cannot spend time, if you cannot figure out at least 40 minutes a day to relax. So that's the qualification that I'm looking for, that you are capable of relaxing, that you have found time to respect your own relaxation. Okay, that's the qualification. And once you qualify, then I will take you in for Vidya Shuddhi, where you will learn every damn thing to overcome all the obstacles of your mind, master your emotions, master your mind. Okay, and that itself is enough to navigate life. If you just learn that level, you will be able to make decisions, you will be confident as a person, and you know exactly what to do next with your life, right? And then comes the next level and the next level. But start with this. Okay, become the master of your own mind first, then you can master communication. Okay, so click the link in the description to enroll for the 7-day challenge, and it is for free. I'm not charging anything for the challenge, but The first level it's just 10,000 rupees. It's not much at all. So I've kept it affordable for everyone, the Vidya Shuddhi level, because it's that this is what the world needs. And I want all the women who are watching this to learn it and awaken, begin to awaken your Vidya. Okay, so I've given more than 20 lessons in just in Vidya Shuddhi, and within a month, you'll be able to transform yourself. Like, New Year is coming in just 2 months. Work on yourself, enter 2026 as a new uh, person, as a Vidya, enter 2026 as a Vidya. So, this is my wish for you. Learn from us to by clicking the link in the description.
Acharya ji, can you please let us know for whom this course is and who should join and who should probably take a gap and join us later?
Yeah, so as I said, if you're someone who uh, cannot make time for relaxation, and not even gonna try, I can't teach you. But if you're taking responsibility for yourself and say, I'm done with being in autopilot and being an overwhelmed person, I really want to look into my life. I really want to be authentic. I really want to know who I am. Then you can come. And I also don't want women who still want to blame others for their problems and say, it's my in-laws and it's my family who made this like me. I can't help such people because you have already given your power out to others. Okay, but if you're done with all the blaming and realize like whatever has happened, and now it's my responsibility to take care of my life, and I have no one to blame but myself, and I want to change. Okay, then you can learn from me. Okay, and also, um, yeah, and also women who are self responsible, I want to teach such women. Okay, so you take out time every day to reflect on your life, and you can work it out by yourself. Okay, without uh, uh, without blaming anyone, and you take responsibility for yourself to sit with your thoughts, use the framework that I'll be teaching you, and work it out, and share your reports with me. So, those are the women I'm willing to teach. And also, women who are honest with themselves that every situation that has happened in your life, you also have a role to play in creating it. Okay, consciously or unconsciously, you have created it. If you take that responsibility in your own hands, then it's very easy to change. But if you say that I have nothing to do with this and it has happened to me, then you can't change it. Okay, so take responsibility for your life and say, I'm done being a pushover, I'm done being a people pleaser, I'm done being a underconfident, scared and timid woman. I want to excel in life. I want to be a Vidya. I want to be of value in the world. I want to pass on my wisdom to the world. Then you are welcome to learn. Yeah, that's it.
So, Acharya ji, what transformation a participant can expect at the end of this course?
At the end of the course, you will become a Vidya who is extremely confident and who is valuable in the world. And like uh, Ma Parvati, she passed on her wisdom to God Muruga Subramanya in the form of a weapon, the veil that he carries. It's her wisdom. She passed on her wisdom to her son. And that weapon is meant to kill ignorance in the world. And that's exactly what you will do. You will pass on your wisdom to your children, your family, your workspace, your colleagues, your team. If you're a businesswoman, then you have to be a Vidya. Otherwise, what culture will you bring into your business? But if you are a Vidya, you will bring a beautiful culture where everyone will thrive, will flourish, right? So that's what will happen. And But just by finishing the first level, you will become absolutely a confident woman. You will be you will master your emotions, you'll master your mind. You would have said no to everything that stops you. So these are the results that you will get. And there's being a Vidya itself is the highest potential, and you'll be able to unlock your highest potential. Yeah.
Before we close, Acharya ji, could you please just uh, to all the women out there who are feeling powerless, or if they're feeling not enough, not heard, what message do you have for them?
I just have one message for all of you feeling small, feeling unworthy. I just have one question. Haven't you had enough? How long do you want to suffer? How long do you want to feel small, and do you want to see your life pass by year after year with not much growth, not much change? If you have had enough of it, then it's your sign to change. It's your sign to grow. And it's your time to awaken your Vidya. Okay? So take the leap, join the revolution, and become a relaxed woman first, then awaken your Vidya and be a woman of wisdom that the world needs right now. That's all I have to say for you.
Thank you so much, Acharya ji. It was a wonderful session, and I'm sure it is resonating with our viewers and listeners right now. If this has struck a chord with you, don't wait. Go to the description and hit that button with a like, share your comments, and let us know what you enjoyed. Join the course. I vouch for it. It is going to really turn your life upside down, and it is going to shape you better. Thank you so much, Acharya ji. With your kind
Thank you, Apurva.
blessings, we will end this podcast. Jai Ma.
Yeah. Thank you, Apurva, for coming up with questions and being part of this podcast. And we're gonna come up with a lot more such interesting topics like emotions and thoughts and beliefs. So in the coming episodes, so looking forward to more such interesting episodes. Jai Ma.
Yeah.